Okay, so I'll start it like this. Dear Razi. No, wait. It should be informal. Informal. Hi, Razi. It has
Hi, Sean.
been... Oh, hi, Miss Liana.
Hi, what are you doing?
I'm actually writing a letter to my friend Razi. Yeah.
You're writing a letter?
Yeah.
Oh, not that many people write letters nowadays.
Well, I thought it'll be a little bit more, there's some sentimental value to it, and then right after that we can also keep our letters. Just to have that physical form of a letter.
No, I do agree. It does have that sentimental value, but
Yeah.
do you need a quick reply for that?
Actually, come to think about it, I would prefer a quicker reply, yeah, because sometimes waiting for the letter to come back, and what I want to ask my friend is, it's pretty urgent actually.
If it's urgent, I think you better write an email.
Oh, that's actually a good idea, but maybe you could show me how to do it?
Okay, sure. Now, let's just switch on this thing.
All right.
Okay, maybe you can log into your account.
Log into my account. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to put it in the title here. Email address. Okay, so hi Razi. Okay.
Then you just go skip to the line under that.
It's been a while since I heard from you. What else should I type?
That's okay for the opening lines. Because you're like asking him.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Yes. I hope all is well. Currently, I am enjoying... Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that should do it, I
Yeah?
think. Yeah.
DidikTV KPM.
Hello everyone! You are now watching Menengah Atas or Upper Form on DidikTV KPM together with me, Sean Steven, as your host. And earlier you did see me writing an email, right? Well, our lesson be something to do with that. But if you want to find out who will be our teacher for today, let's take a look at her profile. And joining us today is Miss Liana from MRSM Sungai Besar, Sabak Benam, Selangor. Hi Miss Liana, how are you today?
Hi Sean, doing fine. How about you?
Oh, very fine now that you are here. And now going back to what we're going to learn today, exactly what is the topic or what we're actually going to learn for today?
Okay, just like what you did before. We are going to learn about an informal email.
Okay.
And we are going to do it with 4 of our students.
Oh, okay, so we have 4 pupils with us online right now. Let's see who are they. Hello, hi. Thanks for joining us today. Maybe you could kindly introduce them to all of our viewers right now.
Okay, hi. So over here we have one Ilham. Hi Ilham. Okay, and then on top here we have Anis. Hi Anis. And then over here we have Amalia. Hi Amalia.
Hi.
And then we have Arif. Hi Arif.
All right. Hello, everyone. And a very, very important question I have to ask you. Are you ready for our lesson for today? Give me a thumbs up if you are. There we go. I love the spirit. So, shall we begin?
Yeah, we should.
Over to you.
Okay, hi. Okay, everyone. So for the topic of today, we are going to learn about an informal email.
Okay.
Okay. So this is actually lesson 11, taken from Unit 1 Let's Chat. And for our viewers at home, you can refer to Full Blast Plus for pages 18 and 19.
All right.
Okay. So here's our learning standards for today. Main Skill Writing 4.2.4. Use formal and informal registers appropriate to the target audience in most familiar situations. And we have the complementary skill reading 3.1.5. Recognize with little or no support the attitude or opinion of the writer in extended text on a wide range of familiar topics. So guys, we are going to focus on writing and reading for this lesson. Here's our learning objectives. First, identify specific information in an email. And second, we have to write an informal email based on prompts.
All right.
Okay, but before we begin,
Yes?
let's chat.
Okay.
And we are going to ask these two questions to our pupils. So for the first one, who do you usually write emails to? Anyone would like to answer that?
I would like to answer that, teacher.
Yeah, sure, Ilham.
I usually write emails to my friend in Australia. He is my pen pal, and we regularly exchange stories.
Ah, that's interesting. So what stories do you exchange, Ilham?
Recently, we exchanged stories about what is happening in our country during the pandemic.
Ah, I bet that makes an interesting discussion. Thank you, Ilham. Okay, for the second question, what do you usually write in your emails? So would anybody take that?
Me, teacher.
Yeah, sure, Arif.
I usually write about interesting places that I visit. Sometimes I also write about what's happening in my life.
Ah, so what's the most interesting place you have visited, Arif?
Pulau Langkawi.
Ah, Pulau Langkawi. Yeah, I would agree that's a lovely place to be.
Yes, a very beautiful place indeed. And oh, it looks like I already have a reply from Razi over here. So right now, I'm going to take a short break and be back to you for Upper Form on DidikTV KPM.
DidikTV KPM. DidikTV KPM.
You are now watching Menengah Atas or Upper Form on DidikTV KPM, where our lesson for today is in English, where we're going to learn to write an informal email together with Miss Liana. All right, so Miss Liana, over to you.
Thank you, Sean. Okay, now we are going to focus on introduction to an informal email.
All right.
Okay, so this is what an informal email looks like. So can I get someone to read it out loud for me?
Me, teacher.
Okay, sure, Amalia.
Hello, Mark. How are things? I haven't heard from you for ages. Anyway, I've got some great news. As you know, I've been nagging my parents to get me a laptop for a long time. Well, guess what? They're getting me one for my birthday, which, by the way, is in 2 days. Isn't that incredible news? I won't need to use my dad's ancient computer anymore, and I'll be able to organize all music files and films. Here's some more exciting news. I'm having a party on Saturday. Would you like to come? You know, we haven't seen you since you changed school, and it will be a good opportunity to see your old friend. What do you think? Well, that's all for now. Right back with all your news. I hope you can make it to my party. Yours, Simon.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. Now we are going to have a closer look at an informal email. And for that, we are going to need to answer a few questions. So for the first one, who is writing the email? Anyone?
I think Simon is the email writer.
Okay, Simon, exactly. That's correct, Anis. So Anis, can you tell us who is Mark?
Mark is this email receiver, which is Simon's friend.
Yeah, so Mark is the email receiver. Okay, thank you, Anis. For the second question, why is this person writing? So anyone would like to answer that?
I think this person is writing to invite Mark to his birthday party and give him a great news, which is he finally get the laptop that he wants.
Okay, thank you, Ilham. Exactly. There's two reasons why the person is writing. First is to give a great news, and the second is to invite Mark to a party. Okay, thank you. That's great. And then next we have the third question. What set phrases are used to begin and end the email? Anyone?
Hello, and how are things to begin the email? And well, that's all for now. Yours for the end of emails.
Okay, thank you, Arif. Exactly. So we use the phrases hello and how are things. That's basically our way of saying hi in an email. And then towards the end, we use well, that's all for now, and we sign off with yours. So that's our way of saying bye-bye in emails.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so next, we have this next question. What makes this email informal? So anyone would like to answer that?
I think the main reason this email are informal because Simon is writing to his friend, which is Mark. As for language, the phrases used in this email are informal, such as anyway and as you know.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. There's an interesting point that interesting fact that she pointed out, in
Yes.
which for informal emails, we only write to friends and families.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And one more, she also pointed out that this email uses informal language, such as, I'm sorry, we'll go back, such as anyway
Oh, yes.
and as you know. Because those two words are like conversational words that we normally use in conversations.
That's true.
And this could be used in an informal email. Okay, next, as for language, we could also use short forms. So anyone would like to point out short forms here?
Isn't and here's.
Let's see. Isn't and here's, exactly. So you see the contraction over there? That means it's a short form and it can be used in informal emails. Then next we have exclamations. Anyone would like to point that out?
Well, guess what? And I'm having a party on Saturday.
Ah, yeah.
So, Ilham, what does exclamation mean when we use it in writing?
Exclamation mark indicate that the writer is excited.
Ah, so there's the feeling of excitement over there
Yep.
when we use exclamation marks. And finally, we can also use direct questions. So anyone would like to try for that one?
Examples of direct questions that can be found are what would you like to come and what do you think?
Would you like to come and what do you think? So in informal emails, we can use this conversational forms. Okay. There's one more thing that I think is quite important as well, in which we need to identify a writer's attitude in writing. So what is a writer's attitude? So a writer's attitude is the feelings of the writer about the subject that he or she is talking about.
Okay.
So do you think it's important, Sean?
I think it's important because it also sets the tone of how we would like to reply as well. So we also get to understand what kind of emotion there is when that person is writing an email to us or if we're receiving that email.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
when we want to write a reply, we would need to match the
That's
tone
right.
of the writer.
Yeah, it's just like having a conversation. You know, if someone is angry, for example, you wouldn't want to be too happy as well. You might even further anger that person. So I think it would be the
Exactly.
same thing as an email, right?
Yes.
Aha.
Even in writing, we need to know the writer's attitude and tone.
Yes.
Okay, so over here, on the left-hand side, we have a frowning face. So the number 1 indicates being unhappy.
Yeah.
And then on the right side, we have a smiley face. So number 5 indicates being happy. Okay, so now pupils, your task would be this. Okay, there's a question over here. What does Simon think about getting a new laptop? So from the scales of 1 till 5, which number would you think it will be? What does Simon feel about getting a new laptop? So if you could just write the number on a piece of paper.
I think for those of you watching at home as well, can give it a try, and maybe we can somehow compare our answers.
Yep. Okay, if you are ready, you can just show the answers to everyone.
Oh, wow.
It's all a 5.
Yes.
Okay, thank you guys. Maybe Ilham, could you tell us why did you choose a 5?
Because he uses exclamation mark, which indicates excitement, and the word incredible to describe the news.
Okay, thank you, Ilham. Exactly. As you could see in the text, there's the blue-colored sentences. So that one uses an exclamation mark that indicates excitement.
Yes.
And then the writer also uses the word incredible to describe the news. So obviously he's feeling very happy.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Okay, now it's time for us to get ready to reply to the informal email. So over here, as you could see, Mark has made some notes. So pupils, your task would be for you to match points A till C with the notes that Mark did. Okay, so for point A, give news. Which one does it match? Anyone?
I think it was the one at the bottom. Tell him.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. Exactly. A would be tell him. Next, what about B, to express enthusiasm? Anyone?
I think it matches with the first point, which is great.
Okay, express enthusiasm. Great. And then C, accept or refuse an invitation. Which one?
I think it matches with the second one, which is sure.
Sure. Okay, so Arif, did he accept or did he refuse?
Accept.
Yeah, definitely accept. There's the word sure over there. Okay. This is the email which Mark has written to Simon. So this is his reply to Simon.
Okay.
Okay, can I get somebody to read this, please?
Me, teacher.
Okay, sure, Arif. Go ahead.
Hi Simon, sorry I haven't written for so long, but I've been quite busy with schoolwork. That's for the invitation, mate. You know, I will not miss your party for the world, so count me in. I'm really glad you are finally getting a laptop. Now, it will be easier to keep in touch and we can maybe play some online games. Let me know if you need any more songs for the party. Now, let me fill you in with my news. My new school is okay and I'm doing quite well. However, I haven't made many new friends yet. There's this one guy though from my science class who is quite interesting and hilarious. He's into hip hop like me and actually raps quite well, so we are thinking of creating a band together. By the way, do you mind if I bring him along to your party? We can perform if you like. Say hello to everyone. See you soon, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Arif. Now we are going to look at how Mark has responded to Simon's email. And to do that, our pupils need to underline the sentences that correspond with Mark's earlier notes.
Okay.
Okay, so over here, remember the notes that he did before? Tell him.
Yes.
So which one? Any of you would like to answer this?
I think the sentences are at the third paragraph, which is, now let me fill you in with my news.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. Exactly, that's the correct answer. The next note that he did was great. So which one? Anyone would like to try?
I think sentences that correspond Mark's note can be found at the second paragraph, which is, I'm really glad you're getting a laptop.
Okay, correct. Thank you, Anis. So great matches with, I'm really glad you're finally getting a laptop. And then one more note that he did, sure. So which one? Anyone?
I think it matches with the sentence in the first paragraph. Count me in.
Okay. Yep, that's correct, Ilham. So over there, Mark indicated that he would surely attend. Okay, now we have these two questions which could help us further.
Okay.
First, is the wording in Mark's email the same as in his notes? So anyone would like to answer that?
I think no, because Mark elaborate and adds other relevant information.
Yeah, if you could see, not exactly, because
Yes.
Mark has added some new stuff in.
That's right.
Okay, so for the second question, what extra comments or information does he add to his notes? Anyone would like to answer that?
The first one is he is asking Simon if he needs any more song for the party, and the second one, he is asking permission to bring his new friend.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. Exactly. So he added some information regarding the song and also who's he's bringing to the party. So for informal emails, guys, it's definitely okay if you want to add any relevant information, just to keep the conversation going and to add more.
Because you wouldn't want that conversation to end just there, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And right now we're going to take a short break and we'll be back to you for Upper Form on DidikTV KPM.
DidikTV KPM. DidikTV KPM.
Welcome back. You are now watching Upper Form or Menengah Atas on DidikTV KPM together with me, Sean Steven, and also Miss Liana for English, where we are writing an informal email. Over to you, Miss Liana.
Thank you, Sean. Now let's look at how to write an informal email. Okay, first, we have some useful expressions that we can use when we want to write informal emails, and it depends on the users that we want to use them.
Sure.
Okay, so now we have a little quiz in which our pupils will match the suitable phrases with its use. Okay, so for the first one, expressing enthusiasm, which one does it match? Anyone?
I think it matched with D. Wow, that's fantastic news.
Okay, thank you, Ilham. That's the correct answer. So that's the exclamation mark. So wow, you are expressing enthusiasm. And then for the next one, accepting an invitation. Anyone?
I think it matches with phrase A, count me in.
Okay, yep, count me in. That means you're saying, yes, I'll definitely go.
Okay.
Okay, and then to decline an invitation, which one does it match?
Phrases B. It was nice of you to invite me, but I've already made other plans.
Okay, yes, that's correct, Arif. Thank you. And finally, to give news, which phrase does it match?
It matched with phrase C. Here's an update about what's happening in my life.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. Here's an update of what's happening in my life. Okay, there's one aspect that I'd like to highlight, which is to decline an invitation. You know how saying no is sometimes quite tricky?
Yes, yes. You wouldn't want to hurt the other person's feelings as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we want to decline an invitation, here are some steps that you could use when you want to write.
Okay.
So perhaps first you say thanks for the invitation. Thank you for inviting me. Then you apologize. I'm sorry, but I could not attend your party, for
Okay.
example. And then you need to explain why you can't come to the party, and perhaps suggest another time or another place. So remember, to decline an invitation, we need to be polite, definitely.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay, so guys, to prepare us to plan and to write an informal email, we can use this suggested plan. For viewers at home, you can refer to Full Blast Plus 4, page 19. So first, we have to greet the person that we are writing to. We can say, hi, Mom. We can say, hello, Frank. And then for the opening paragraphs, we can begin our email and say why we are writing, and we can use these phrases.
Okay.
Okay, so Anis, could you point out the two phrases that you'd like to use if you were to write an informal email?
For the greeting part, I would like to use hello Frank. And sorry, I haven't written for so long.
Sorry, I haven't written for so long. Okay, thank you, Anis. Then we move on to the main part where we need to mention everything we want to include in the email. Okay, so when somebody asks you a question, it's good that you refer to it and reply to it.
Yes.
Okay, and then the closing paragraph. State anything you want to emphasize and end your email. So use phrases stated below. So Arif, what phrases would you like to use if you were to write?
Well, that's all for now and waiting for your reply.
You will be using well, that's all for now and waiting for your reply. I'm sure you would want to hear what your friend has to say, right? Okay, and then sign off. Use a signature ending and your first name below that. So we can use yours, all the best, love, take care, because it's an informal email. It's okay for us to show more emotion in it.
That's true.
Yep. Okay. Now pupils, this is your task. For our viewers at home, you can refer to this in activity E, page full blast plus 4, page 19. Okay, so this is activity E. Imagine that Simon is a friend of yours and has sent you the email in activity A. So this is the email that Simon has sent you.
Okay.
So write an email responding to Simon but refusing his invitation.
Oh.
So remember we did the little tips on how to decline an invitation, so we
that's-
can use that tips here.
Okay.
Okay, you can use Mark's email as a model, but you must use your own ideas and other expressions or phrases. Okay, so pupils, we're going to give you time and I need you to write the reply. Okay, all good? Okay, you can begin writing. And while they are writing, I'm going to give our viewers some tips.
Okay, that's great.
Yep. Okay, this tips is actually taken again in our textbook, Full Blast Plus 4, page 19.
Okay.
Okay, so first we need to use the appropriate layout. In our textbook, you can refer to page 170. And then this is what we have been mentioning before. We can use informal language, we can use short forms, we can use exclamations, and we can use direct questions. But there's one more that I need to highlight, in which we need to use standard grammar and spelling.
Yes.
So we wouldn't want to use forms such as wanna, CUL8R, for later.
Okay, later. Okay.
Yeah,
so
so
we have to use
for-
like full form words.
Exactly.
Even though it can be short form, for example, I haven't or like couldn't, you know, that kind of words, those are okay. But the ones where it has somewhat misspelled, or trying to shorten everything. For example, CU, it's a C and a U, but supposedly it's SEEYOU.
Exactly.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we need to spell that out. But it's okay for us, like what you have pointed out, it's okay for us to use haven't or isn't.
Okay.
Okay, so and then the next one, don't just copy the notes, try to rephrase them and add any comments that's relevant. And then we should also use appropriate expressions or phrases, like what we did earlier in this segment.
Okay.
Okay, so pupils, are you ready?
All right, give me a thumbs up if you are ready. Looks like everyone is ready.
Okay, if you could just show us your work. Okay then,
Oh,
thank you.
Nice handwriting.
Okay, first up we have Anis. So Anis, if you could just read out what you have written.
Dear Simon, sorry I haven't written for a quite while as I need to focus on studying for the upcoming exams. It was nice of you to invite me to the party, but unfortunately, I'm going away for a family vacation this coming weekend. I'm really sorry about that. Perhaps we could meet some other time. I'll buy you some present.
Okay, thank you, Anis. So Anis, how did you decline the invitation?
I declined Mark's invitation by saying sorry and state why I couldn't attend the party. I also suggest another time for us to meet.
Okay, so she did follow the suggestions given
yes.
before. Okay, thank you, Anis. Next one would be Arif's work. So Arif, if you'd just like to read it out loud.
It's great to hear that you finally have a new laptop. That's fantastic news. it will be easier for you to join online classes and organize your files. We could play video games together.
Okay, thank you, Arif. So, Arif, how do you show your enthusiasm here?
That's fantastic news.
Okay, you use the word "that's fantastic news," and obviously there's an exclamation mark. Okay, thank you, Arif. Next one would be Amalia. You could just read out your work, Amalia.
Well, here's my update. I'm lucky because my new classmates are very friendly. My two closest friends are Alia and Nabila. They remind me of you. I hope I can introduce them to you soon.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. So, Amalia, what news are you sharing?
I'm sharing about my new classmate and my closest friend, which is Alia and Nabila.
Okay, thank you, Amalia. Exactly, you're sharing about your new classmates. Next one, we have Ilham. If you could read it out loud, Ilham.
Additionally, my new school is also amazing as there are many new amenities. The best part is, we have a Slurpee vending machine. I always buy this during recess. I think that's all from me now. Send my regards to everyone. Yours, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Ilham. So, Ilham, what additional information did you add into your email?
There are many new amenities, including the Slurpee vending machine.
Exactly. Okay, so Ilham has also added things in his school. So, the amenities and also the Slurpee vending machine. Okay?
All right.
All right. So, finally, we have the full email written by our pupils. Okay. First, we start with the greeting,
Yes.
Dear Simon. And then the phrase, sorry, I haven't written for quite a while. That's a suitable one to start our email with. And then we decline the invitation because the task is about us declining the invitation.
Yep.
And then we also express our enthusiasm at the good news. And then moving on, we share our update, what's going on in our life, and we also added a new information. And towards the end, that's where we're saying bye-bye. I think that's all from me now. Send my regards to everyone, and we need to sign off with our name, yours, Mark. Okay, so finally we have our full email here.
So I think it's a pretty lovely email indeed, because not only do you are you able to decline politely, but you also put in your updates as well, because that's what is required for replying this informal email. And right now we're going to take a short break, and back to you for Upper Form on DidikTV KPM.
DidikTV KPM. DidikTV KPM.
You are now watching Menengah Atas or Upper Form on DidikTV KPM for our lesson today in English, where we're learning to write an informal email with Miss Liana. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Now we are going to give tips for everyone to remember when we want to write an informal email. Okay, an informal email, it's normally used for friends and family members.
Yeah.
It's really different compared to formal emails.
Yes, that's right. For example, like writing to your boss or something like that.
Yeah, okay, for you, Sean, do you normally write formal or informal emails?
Mostly if I'm replying friends, definitely informal emails. So I can put a little bit more expression to it and also emotions in there. Yeah, so I don't need to really be too serious when I'm writing an email.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for me too, I would write informal emails to my friends, especially those who are staying abroad.
Definitely, yes.
So it will be faster to reach them
Yeah.
compared to writing a letter.
That is very true.
Yeah, and I would write formal emails maybe to my work colleagues, sending them memos or documents.
Yes, that's
But
true.
for friends, I would definitely use informal emails.
Yes, for sure. I think they will feel a bit weird if you were writing a very formal email to them, like, But maybe we'll talk about that later. But let's go back to the topic at hand.
Okay, yes. So coming back to informal emails, other than writing to your friends and family members, we also need to remember that even though it's informal, it could be more relaxed, it does have certain forms that we need to follow. Okay, first, obviously you need to know the content, what you are going to reply. So we look at the email that we receive, and then we look at which questions are being asked to us.
Okay.
Then we need to reply to that question accordingly. Okay, that's for the content. As for the language, for informal email, it's more relaxed,
Yes.
definitely. So we can use a little bit of conversational language, like anyway, that's fantastic, excellent, cool. We can use all of that for
Yes.
informal emails.
But of course, it has to be in full words, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
full words. We cannot use words such as LOL, definitely not.
Yeah.
But words like that's good, that's great, yeah, that's permitted.
So maybe we
That's
can
allowed.
translate the LOL to I think that's very funny, for example.
Yes, that's an excellent suggestion, Sean.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the contents, we have the language, and obviously we also need to have a look at the tone of the email.
Ah, yes.
Is it happy? Is it sad? You know, when somebody is telling us a sad news, we wouldn't want to make jokes about it.
That's true.
That's a definite no-no.
I think also because it's you have to also consider the person's emotions at that time. For example, I'm writing this email to you just to inform that, for example, my grandfather is in the hospital. So you wouldn't want to reply that email saying, oh, that's great, because
Oh,
that's
gosh.
totally out, or very
Definitely.
different and something that you want to avoid.
Definitely. So
Yeah.
that's why we need to identify the tone, the meaning, and the author's intention behind the email.
Yes.
Okay, so now we are going to give more tips to remember, and we are going to ask our pupils about this. Okay, first we have writer's attitude. Okay, would anybody like to share what have you learned about a writer's attitude?
I learned that we need to identify writer's feeling so that when we want to reply, we will match what the writer is feeling.
Yes, identifying what the writer is feeling, right, Amalia? So if you're happy, Amalia, what words would you like to say in your email?
I'm really glad.
Yeah, that's good. I'm really glad. So you are sharing the feeling of being happy. Okay, thank you, Amalia. And then the next one, we have respond appropriately. If anyone would like to respond to that.
I've learned that we need to know which parts that need a response. If sender asks us, we need to answer it.
Okay, exactly, Anis. So when somebody asks us something, even in writing, we have to reply to it.
Yes.
We
that's
couldn't
true.
just leave them hanging.
That's actually quite true, because, for example, if I were to ask Miss Liana, how are you today? And Miss Liana just ignores me, I would feel either maybe she didn't hear me properly, but this is in a conversational context. Right? But for an email, probably they would think that, didn't he read my question earlier? Or why didn't he reply? Is there something wrong?
Exactly.
So it's very important also to respond, like you mentioned, appropriately.
Yeah, because it makes people doubt, did I do something wrong?
Yes.
Yeah, so we need to respond appropriately according to the questions given to us or what's expected of us. Okay, so for the third one, we can use expressions. So would anybody like to tell us what they have learned about expressions?
I think we have to use the appropriate expression according to the situations. For example, we can use how are things to ask someone how they are doing.
Okay, exactly, Arif. So we can ask how are things to ask someone how they are doing. So Arif, what phrase would you use if your friend tells you bad news, for example? Maybe sorry?
Sorry.
Sorry for your loss. Or maybe you would say, I also feel the same way as you do. Okay, when we have some sad news, we would want to convey our sympathy.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and finally, use standard grammar and spelling. So would anyone like to share what you have learned about that?
I learned that we should write and spell everything in full and use proper grammar.
Yes, use proper grammar. So even though it's to our friend, it's to our family members, but still, because it's in writing, it needs to be in standard grammar and also spelling. It's definitely different from when we are just replying via handphones, for
That's
example.
Right. Yes.
Okay, so thank you guys for recapping and also giving us tips to remember. For viewers at home, you can definitely remember this and practice it, especially when you want to write informal email to your friends, or for example, if you have a task for you to do. Okay, so these tips, it's actually good
Yep.
to remember, actually not just for informal emails,
Okay.
but also for formal emails.
Yes, because I think it's also relevant to formal emails as well.
Yeah, it's also relevant. We need to identify the attitude. For example, if we're writing a formal email to our boss, so you know, we know if it's a letter to recommend us to do something, so we need to respond appropriately to that. And then we can use proper expressions as well. And then obviously, in writing, everything must be in standard grammar and spelling.
That's true. And Miss Liana, before we end, maybe you could give us a short summary of what we have learned or covered so far today for writing an informal email.
Okay, writing an informal email, first definitely you have to look at the content, meaning what is written. So because you need to respond appropriately to that. Next would be the aspect of language. Informal language is definitely allowed, but there are some rules and conventions that you have to follow too. And then you need to look at the writer's attitude. You need to ask yourself, is this email talking about something happy or something sad or something, or maybe your friend would want some suggestions. So you look at the attitude of the writer. And then obviously you need to, when you look at the layout of emails, you need to have the greeting, and then after that you need to respond to the main contents, and then you would have the sign off and the bye-bye towards the end. And normally for informal emails, it depends, but it shouldn't be too long.
Yes.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Because you want to also get straight to the point. You wouldn't be not too long-winded unless if you have lots of things to say.
Yeah.
But obviously, like you mentioned, it has to be, well, not too long-winded, for example. Yes?
Exactly.
All right. And thank you so much, Miss Liana, for our lesson today. But before we end, maybe you could also let us know, how did our pupils online perform today, or how was their performance?
Okay, I would say they definitely get a 5/5.
5/5
Yes.
for all of them.
Yes, definitely.
Well done to everyone, and hopefully those of you watching at home as well, or for those of you online, you also, if you want to further enhance your email or informal email writing skills or anything like that, where can we get these additional exercises from?
Okay, first and foremost, obviously, it would be from our textbook, Full Blast Plus 4. And for informal emails, it's definitely pages 18 and 19, and also KPM's Sumberku. There's lots of resources over there, so you can check it out.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Liana, for that. And of course, for those of you watching home, hopefully this lesson was beneficial for you, and definitely we'll see you in our next class. But before we end, I believe our pupils online are going to recite a poem, right?
Yes, it's written by them.
Oh, great. Let's have a listen to that.
My notebook is my dearest friend. It has no end, only a space to begin. This is you, my friend. You keep all my secrets, and I trust you well, my dear and treasured friend.
When I'm upset, you always cheer me. When I'm happy, you share the joy with me. Although we are far apart, our friendship I hold dear in my heart.
In a world full of chaos, when everything is uncertain, our distant gates wide open. Emails, messages, secret DMs act as a bridge, keeping our relationship alive when all is bleak.
I say thank you to technology for allowing us to communicate, though I look forward to the day that we could see each other face to face. And just like what Wiz Khalifa said, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.